YouTube, Twitter, Untapped. Welcome back to the second actual installment of Homebrewercritic beer reviews. And this week we are doing a beer that was recommended and actually donated by a beer fan. The Orlison Brewing Company, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, Underground Stout Lager. Now I think that's an oxymoron, because lagers are typically pale in color, cold beers. Stouts, typically dark, thick deliciousness. Stout lager. They call this one underground. I think they should have called it oxymoron. But, who knows? We'll find out. The first thing I thought was kind of funny about looking at the beer was their company quote is "Brew no evil." And while you know that I'm not a lager or a Pilsner fan, stout lager. It may be good. I'm definitely willing to give it a shot. It came highly recommended that it was a very tasty, delicious beer. And that's what we're here, to try new, exciting beers that we never would try anyways. And hopefully to get you to try them as well. Unfortunately, if you don't live in Washington, you're most likely not going to get this one unless you have a buddy that can go and get it for you. As if you go to orlisonbrewing.com, it gives you a history of the brewery and talks about why they do what they do. And funny enough, not every single one, all but two of their beers listed on their website currently are lagers. A different style of lager, a hoppy lager, standard lager, etc., etc. And they have two pilsners as well. The main brewmaster happens to like lagers a lot, and he actually grew barley for several years and worked that way. So, he obviously knows his stuff, and he's been in the beer industry for quite some time. So, who are we to judge? So, Underground, 6.2, somewhere, 6.2% alcohol by volume, 16-ounce can, 1 pint. That's actually a good thing. Most cans you get are 12 ounces, so this will pretty much fill this entire glass here. There is no date on the can that I could see, so I'm not sure how old the beer is. I didn't actually get this in a 6-pack or 4-pack. Like I said, it was donated to me. So there may have been a sticker on the actual 6-pack container itself that kind of give you a date of when the beer was actually brewed or done. But we're not going to hold it against them because we don't know. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, no bottle opener. Oh, actually, let me go back into that a little bit. So when I checked out their website, on the website they actually listed they were the first brewer in Washington, potentially the Pacific Northwest, but definitely Washington, to actually can their beer. Really cool. True beer fans, which, hey, every single one of you are, can quality is going to get you as close to keg quality as you can get without actually owning a keg or having a keg on hand. So if you like that style, some people prefer bottles, some people prefer cans, some people prefer off the tap. Everything varies, but personally I prefer keg beer poured right off the tap, and this is as close as I'm going to get to that at home, unless I hook up my own keg system, which I do have, but we're not worried about that today. So here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Look at that head. Now, that comes from me mishandling the beer. So, fortunately for you and the magic of television, bing! Look where we are. Check that out. It'll only take you 1 second. It took me 10 minutes. Actually, it's more like 3 or 4, but whatever. So, looking at the color, it is definitely dark. It's more coppery, though. It's not quite as dark as a typical stout may be, or would be in this case. You do get a little bit of light penetration through the color itself, and you can kind of see that. This light is not the perfect ambiance for this, obviously, but it does not have quite the stout color that you would expect. But again, we're looking at a stout lager, so that's probably going to be expected. What I'm really impressed with also, again, is the lacing and the head retention. It's just clinging to the glass. This is going to be one of those beers that when you drink it, you can see as it goes down, it's just going to cling to the glass. And so the aroma is very reminiscent of a black IPA to me. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Beer snobs, beer geeks, beer police, Cascadian Dark Ale, as I'm supposed to call it now because black IPAs don't exist. Yeah, whatever. So, it's got that same kind of smell to it, which I guess makes sense again because we're drinking a stout lager. It's very inviting smell. It's got just enough for that hop flavor, hop smell that you actually want to dive in and you kind of want that to assault your palate. But then it has the qualities that you're looking for in a stout with, the kind of the savory flavor that just coats your tongue and it makes a really enjoyable beer. So the smell promises a lot. Based on smell alone, we're giving this a 9. But we'll see how it tastes. Cheers to Orlison Brewing, Brew No Evil. Wow, very surprising. It tastes extremely similar to a Cascadian Dark Ale. So much, in fact, that I think this might actually be the recipe for that beer. Who knew? Very, very enjoyable beer. It doesn't overly give you any too much one flavor. It doesn't salt your palate too much with the hop. It has just enough of that malty backbone and that stout that really makes a good beer. And it does not have any kind of aftertaste. It doesn't linger, does not stay. As soon as you're done drinking it, that's it. So you don't want to have another drink. I'm going to. Very, very light. I've had a couple of Cascadian Dark Ales that were a lot thicker and that stayed with you a lot longer. This beer, it finishes very, very quickly. As soon as you're done taking the drink, it doesn't hang around. It doesn't leave you with a nasty taste. It doesn't leave you with an aftertaste. It finishes like a lager should, but it gives you the flavor that you would expect with a good stout, reminiscent of some coffee or some chocolate. I don't get those two flavors here with this one. I get more of a maltiness to it, but it's a very, very delicious, very, very, very delicious beer. The finish. The finish is non-existent. The carbonation, there's no bite. There's no lingering taste. There's nothing. It's just as soon as you taste it, you're done. And you're going to need to taste again to get that flavor back. All in all, we are going to stick with our original score of a 9 out of 10 beers. Bing! Because this beer is definitely worth a 9 out of 10. I wish that it would have more of that lingering flavor, so I don't have to drink as quickly to keep the taste that I want. But I guess you just have to have 2. Orlison, keep doing what you're doing. 9 out of 10 is a pretty darn good score, and this is a lager coming from a guy that doesn't like the lager beer. Maybe you're going to be the one that changes my opinion. And maybe we'll check out a couple of more of your beers and put them on the channel and see what they taste like. That depends on you, though. You being you out there in YouTube land watching. If you want me to try something else from Orlison, or if you want to see any other beers, you can definitely put it in the comments below. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, then please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter, or you can email me at Gmail. And I will definitely get through all your comments and respond. If you want me to try a beer, put it in the comments below, and I will get to it as soon as I can. And we will see you next time. I'm going to. And it'll be in the edits. Did you realize what you just did? Shut up. at my root beer float. Just wait a little bit. Wait. It's gone. Look at that. Yep. Yep. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now, if you were a dwarf, 4 inches. Oh, wait. Ha! I get it. Beer battles. We should do beer battles. Beer battles!